The Rowdies are on a roll. 4 straight wins and the best record in USL. Tampa Bay back at home tonight, looking to extend a record-setting run. It's a spectacular Saturday in downtown St. Petersburg, Florida. Tonight at Al Lang Stadium, it's the 3rd meeting of the season between the Tampa Bay Rowdies and New York Red Bulls 2. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to St. Petersburg. Austin Lyon, Ryan Davis, thank you so much for joining us. The last time these teams met was August 6th, a 2-1 win for Tampa Bay, and that was the start of an incredible stretch for the Rowdies. 7 consecutive matches without a loss, 6 straight shutouts. Ryan, what is this team doing so well?
You know, Austin, often we look at a statistic or an individual to make such a big difference on the team, but it's really been a collective unit. Coach Collins said this team has bumped up its collective effort by 5 to 6%, and it showed on the field. The forwards are pressing high, the midfielders are covering, which allows the defenders to do their job. And by the way, Steven Dos Santos back in the lineup, 11 goals scored, which means the defense does not have to be perfect, which takes pressure off of the players.
And the goalkeeper, Evan Loro, has been fantastic.
39 saves in 54 shots saved and 2 big penalty saves on the road to keep this streak going. Evan Loro, Player of the Week, and also well-deserved to be on the Team of the Week.
Loro, 11 years with this Red Bulls organization before coming here to the Bay Area. He is the all-time leader in wins and saves for Red Bulls 2. 3rd time this year these teams are meeting. First time New York Red Bulls have played in Tampa Bay since 2019. So a lot of unfamiliar people here on the field tonight here at Al Lang Stadium. It is an emotional night, the 20th anniversary of 9/11. We will never forget.
There are lots of signs out there telling us what we should and shouldn't do. We don't ignore these signs. They help keep us safe. That's what chest pressure and fatigue could be. Warning signs of heart disease, telling you it's time to get your heart examined. Baycare's heart experts get to the cause of your symptoms and offer the right treatment options. And all of our Baycare facilities have enhanced safety measures to help keep you safe from COVID-19. Get a cardiologist referral at baycareheartdisease.org. Baycare, humanity at work.
Getting back to all of this will take all of us. If you have questions about the vaccines, Florida Blue nurses are standing by for your call. Florida Blue, your local Blue Cross Blue Shield, here for the one place we call home.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Rowdies and Red Bulls 2 on this Saturday night in St. Petersburg. Tampa Bay, the most wins in USL. Red Bulls, the 2nd least, 4 wins. 2nd lowest in all the league. Only Loudoun United has less than 3. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. They are presented by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa. Lucas Monzon makes his debut with Red Bulls 2. Jake LaCava, the last player to score against the Rowdies. That was August 6th. And 2 talented players up top in Goma and Jorgensen. For the Tampa Bay Rowdies, the familiar trio of Lasso, Scarlett, and Guillen on defense. Sebastian Dahlgaard starts on the right wing tonight in place of Connor Antley, who had a red card in the last match. Dos Santos and Guenzati up top. They have combined for 15 of the team's 31 goals. Injury report is presented by St. Anthony's Hospital. Luis Fernando out. No timetable for his return. Talented Rowdies youngster is the only player on the injury report tonight. Ryan, a look at your keys to tonight's match.
Well, the Rowdies have to use their natural 3-5-2 formation to spread the field out and keep possession and have this team going side to side. Now, Red Bulls, Coach Collins did talk about their speed and their youth and their way of playing, whether they're on the road or at home. So the Rowdies have to pay attention to their speed through the middle and their counterattacks while the Rowdies have possession.
It is first responder night here at Al Lang Stadium. A couple of lovely tributes on this 9/11 anniversary before the start of tonight's match, including a terrific national anthem sung by an Army veteran. Rowdies looking to get a win here at home before going out on the road. 3 consecutive road matches after tonight's game against Red Bulls 2. Again, 3rd time this year these teams are going head-to-head. Tampa Bay a 1-0 win on June 2nd. Lone goal scored by Jordan Adebayo-Smith. He also scored in the 2-1 win back on August 6th. Max Lakowecki had the other goal. Some light rain earlier this afternoon, but it has turned into a gorgeous evening. And you think the lower temperatures will help the quality of play tonight?
Definitely. If the players are comfortable, it's going to show up in the performances on both teams. So I think the temperature being the way it is right now, in the 80s, low 80s, and low humidity, I think the players will respond at a higher level.
Red Bulls 2, a group of talented young players, a lot of teenagers on this roster. We'll talk about that as the night goes along. It's with great sadness that we inform you that referee assessor Merritt Guthrie passed away on September 6th at the age of 67. Former referee and national referee coach joined Pro's assessor panel in 2019, and as a mark of respect, Pro officials will be wearing black armbands in all games across MLS, NWSL, and USL this weekend. Our thoughts are with Merritt's family at this extremely difficult time. Tonight's referee is Brandon Stavis. There you see the armband, black armband on his right arm.
Austin, I think in the midst of all of that, Seb Dahlgaard took either an elbow or a forearm to the face. Does not look good.
Dahlgaard making his 11th start of the year tonight. Again, in place of Connor Antley. Dahlgaard's had several strong performances recently. Luckily to his feet, and looks like he'll be able to stay in the game.
You know, just taking a quick look at this New York Red Bulls team in the opening minutes, exactly like Coach Collins said, this team plays with no fear. These youths are there to impress their manager, to try and get promoted and create a name for themselves. And they don't care where they play or who they play against. They're going to play their style of soccer, which is speed and direct, and attack this Rowdies back three quickly.
It's a team that created a number of chances in the first 15 minutes of their win against Hartford Athletic. That ended a 7-match losing streak. Austin Lyon, Ryan Davis, our entire crew on hand for tonight's matchup. Tampa Bay 15-6-1. A win tonight ensures the Rowdies of a winning record. That attempted cross is knocked down. Sent back in. A dangerous ball inside the 6-yard box with Jordan Scarlett going up against Luca Lewis, who makes his 11th start in goal tonight for New York.
It was such a big emphasis for the Rowdies on set pieces in tonight's game. They scored on 2 set pieces against the Red Bulls just a month ago in New York. Coach Collins has really plugged that every opportunity he's gotten to his team.
As is typically the case with a club in USL that has a first team in MLS, some personnel changes that affect Red Bulls 2 today. Leading scorer for this team, Omar Sow, contract with the first team, so he is not available. He has 6 goals and 2 assists this season. And AJ Marcucci who was splitting time with Lewis as the team starting goalie, also signed by the Red Bulls first team. So a couple of promotions for two players who have excelled for New York this season. Here's Leo Fernandez. Nice move to the outside. Fernandez looking to create. Nice ball into the box. It rolls all the way through, but still not out of trouble for Red Bulls 2. Here's Lewis Hilton, who's created so many chances. He finds Guenzati, and the Rowdies strike quickly. Oh, the card is up, offsides. Oh, what looked to be a thrilling goal for Sebastian Guenzati comes off the board with the offside flag up.
Well, exactly what the Rowdies wanted, though, to stay direct, to pin this New York Red Bull team back. And what about the service by Lewis Hilton? Guenzati just a yard offside, doesn't count. But boy, it just shows their intent tonight.
And you get a sense of how dangerous Hilton can be with that ball that was perfectly placed for Guenzati. You and I were talking before the match tonight. You think Hilton has been the MVP for this Rowdies team?
Easily. He has instigated the play from deep. He creates the flow for the team. And the 47 chances created. Talk about just putting things on a platter for your forwards and your midfielders. He really has been the instigator. And also, when the ball is lost, he's the #1 in recoveries on this team as well. Possibly the fittest player on the field for the Rowdies. So Lewis Hilton has played every minute of every game so far, and for just cause.
Scored the lone goal in a 1-0 win against Charleston on Tuesday. His his second goal of the season.
Oh, Neil Collins would love more of that from Lewis Hilton. He can strike the ball just about from anywhere, but he plays so deep. He rarely gets into those sort of positions where he can get in on goal.
Coming on is Fernandez right at the edge of the box. Lawrence Wyke gets a touch with his left foot. New York able to clear.
Oh, look at that.
A terrific tackle to win it back. Tampa Bay in an attacking position. Dahlgaard lets it rip, and a rising ball well over the crossbar. Download the new Rowdies app today. App will give our fans the digital tools to get in the game. It's packed with features like a digital match guide, exclusive Rowdies content, tickets, and more. The app is available on both Apple and Android stores, or you can go to rowdiesoccer.com.
Austin, we talked about the point before the game of how come the Rowdies have been so good in not allowing goals. Jan Ekra, just for that example, came all the way back, hustled the man off the ball, was just the prime example of this team and why they're so good defensively.
Replay of that rising shot by Dahlgaard, brought to you by Bayfront Health St. Petersburg, sponsor for all of our replays tonight. Guillen unable to save it from going over the touchline. Rowdies looking for a 7th consecutive shutout tonight. They lead the league in goals allowed, just 15 goals scored by opponents this year, one less than El Paso. And as Ryan mentioned at the top of our broadcast tonight, it has been a collective effort. And one of the things that Neil Collins talked about on our call this week was that, look, it's easy for Loro and the guys on the back line to get the credit, and certainly they've played really well, but it really does take a collective effort, and there are times when you play really well defensively and you get beat by a great shot. That just hasn't happened.
Correct, but the effort is always there with this Rowdies team, and sometimes the bounce doesn't go your way. But as you step onto the field in this culture that this man, Neil Collins, has set, as you step onto this field, it is your job to defend. Whether you're the forward, wide midfielder, center midfielder, defender, does not matter. You have a job to do, and everyone has to defend collectively.
Neil Collins now in his 4th year as the Rowdies head coach. Once again, Guenzati offside. Red Bulls really pushing up high to try and apply some pressure.
Dahlgaard really having a go ahead. Second blow to the head now, this time by the ball.
The training staff out for a look at Dahlgaard.
Oh,
And again, all of our replays tonight brought to you by Bayfront Health St. Petersburg.
it's like a sucker punch in a bar fight, getting that ball to the back of your head. Austin, you would know.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're speaking from personal experience.
Well, all those days I've seen you down in the bars in Orlando. I'm pretty sure it's you can understand that situation.
Well, Dahlgaard with a moment on the sideline before he will step back onto the field. Here's Dos Santos getting inside, tripped up from behind, and the referee points to the penalty spot.
Another glimpse of what this man can bring, Steven Dos Santos. You see the high press, and what about the strength to body the man off the ball? There goes the defender, and yes, Michael Knapp has to put his foot into the cookie jar. Easy call for the referee, and this is what this man can bring. So many opportunities for this Rowdy forward line.
So a yellow card will be shown to Michael Knapp. And so a great opportunity for Tampa Bay in the 10th minute.
Saber Guenzati, not only a great goal scorer in the run of play, but talk about a penalty specialist. He can go either direction, left or right.
He's made 4 penalty kicks already this season. A fantastic save, Luca Lewis on an absolute missile from Guenzati, able to get his paw on it and deflect it away.
And there you go, folks. That is the ultimate example of the commentator's curse. Down to the left, and what a response by Luca Lewis. It was down in the side netting, and he got down there, and look at the pump of the fist, and he deserved that. Great save.
First penalty save of the year by Lewis, and you could tell by the reaction from Guenzati. He thought he hit a good penalty.
Oh,
Forrest Lasso going up, and the header is wide.
well, we just kind of touched lightly on the Rowdies and the set pieces. Lewis Hilton delivering another great ball in. And Forrest Lasso, already 1 goal already this season, looking for number 2. But what about the save from that penalty? Like you said, Austin, it was a good penalty. Down in the corner. Wasn't hard as I'm sure Guenzati would have wanted to have hit it. But it took a great save to keep it out.
The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent and helping players transition to their USL senior teams. For more information, visit usl-academy.com. When you think about all that has to go right for Lewis in a situation like that, you have to guess right, which he did. You have to be decisive when you move, and then you've got to execute. He just got enough of his right hand on that penalty attempt.
Picture perfect save, penalty save by Lewis. And like you said, that ball is only 12 yards out. He has to guess the right way and still get down there to turn it around.
So a great early chance denied by Luca Lewis, who has some experience in the Bay Area. He played at IMG Academy for a couple of years before moving to Italy. Lawrence Wyke sends it out wide for Dahlgaard, and there is the finish. Leo Fernandez left no doubt.
Boy, do they need his service, Leo Fernandez. Only 3 goals coming into tonight's game, and coming in from the cross on the right-hand side. Great finish by the Brazilian, number 4 for the season. Look at the ball by Dahlgaard, right on the ground in that area of uncertainty, in between the defender and the goalkeeper. Everyone is facing their own net. And good save by Lewis, but Leo Fernandez making that run, that timely run to get on the end of that cross. And yes, the Rowdies desperately need Fernandez going forward to be productive, and he has so far after just 12 minutes.
One more look and watch the ball go off the face of Luca Lewis and ricochet hard into the side netting.
The goalkeeping is a thankless position, and Lewis with the fantastic save just minutes before He couldn't do much about that one. He did the best he could, made himself large. But Fernandez just too close to the goal to miss that one.
With that goal by Fernandez, the Rowdies donate another $250 to the Bayfront Health St. Petersburg Foundation. And with 32 goals this year, that means $8,000 has been donated.
Oh, wow, Lawrence White. You can see the intensity by this Red Bulls team, though. What a response from them.
Looking to challenge. There's Cameron Harper. Lawrence White defending as Harper goes toward the end line, and White keeps it in the field of play for a throw-in.
Well, they gave up a penalty. They're down a goal, but the red shirts have actually turned up the intensity so far.
There and throw-in from Michael Knapp, trying to find Goma just outside the penalty area.
Austin, this guy, Evan Lauro, you talk about penalty saves, 2 huge penalty saves on the road so far this year to keep this Rowdies record intact. And you talk about the rock at the back of the defense. And it allows the defenders to play with some sort of comfort, some sort of confidence when you have Evan Lauro behind you. His positioning is amazing, his awareness. He comes out for crosses and takes the pressure off of defenders. There's so many little things you don't see on the stat sheet.
And again, Lauro, 3 seasons as the starter for Red Bulls 2, all-time leader in both wins and saves. A lot of familiarity with this organization. Spent more than a decade with the Red Bulls before coming to the Bay Area. Rowdies sitting on 46 points coming into tonight. That's first place in the Atlantic Division, 2 clear of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh a 1-0 lead tonight. Their game a little bit ahead of ours, so we'll know the standings by the end of the night. And Tampa Bay may very well need a win to keep their position at the top of the Atlantic. Tampa Bay offers Florida's most ways to play. You can plan your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com. 16th minute, 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay. Rowdies get a goal from Leo Fernandez, his 4th of the year. Also had a penalty shot. Sebastian Guenzati had it stopped by Luca Lewis, who's seen a lot of action here in the first 15 minutes. Rowdies creating a number of chances.
I want to talk about the assist from Dalgard as well. Just last week, he had one of the goals of the week, cutting in from the left and striking it from 25 yards out. That ball that he gave in between the keeper and the defender, that area of uncertainty, completely created that chance for Leo Fernandez. And that's the kind of confidence the Dane is playing with right now.
Speaks to the depth on this Rowdies roster, too. That's something that Neil Collins talked about. Connor Antley unavailable tonight because of the red card in the last match, and so you wonder who's going to step in and play on that right wing. And Neil Collins said, look, we're fortunate to have a lot of guys that I'm confident in that can play in that spot, and you get a glimpse of the reason why he has so much faith in Dalgard.
Yeah, and they're asked to play multiple spots. He plays on the right, he plays on the left. They have young Dion Harris, who can play on the right or the left. So even though there are players available to him, each of those players can play multiple positions.
Harris has missed a lot of time with a hamstring injury, but back and available for selection tonight. No one touched by Dalgard. Juan Castillo trying to make something happen on the far side for New York. Oh, there's Jake LaCava. He's the player who was the last to score against Tampa Bay. That one off the foot of Jordan Scarlett, and so Red Bulls 2 will have a corner kick.
I've seen LaCava recently. He is a terror on one-on-ones. So aggressive with the ball, taking on players. And he just takes defenders out of position as they try to close him down.
LaCava 64 in red. Also scored in New York's last match, a win against Hartford on Saturday. Lasso calmly heads that back out at the feet of Castillo. Castillo dispossessed by Jan Ekra. Here's Dos Santos.
Oh. Well, Dos Santos was actually off to the races, but he had a poor first touch that put him away from the goal and back into the traffic of the incoming New York Red Bulls defense. But just going back to Jan Ekra again, his effort to disrupt plays and recover that ball, so key in that position.
Yeah, the speed of Dos Santos is impressive. I mean, he's a big, intimidating guy, and so you have kind of this image in your mind of someone who's going to labor up and down the field a little bit. He gets up and down the field in a hurry.
He does, and bodies go bouncing off of him while they try to dispossess him.
White with a rainbow into an open area. Guillen with a left-footed cross. And no one on the back end of it. Dahlgaard over near the corner flag. Here is Hilton. He's so dangerous, but that will harmlessly roll over the end line.
Well,
Red Bulls 2, coached by John Wallenick, 44-year-old. Had a great professional career that included 4 different MLS clubs, a couple of caps for the U.S. men's national team back in 2004. Led this club to regular season championship titles in 2016. And the Red Bulls, too, have made the postseason in all but one season. That was last year when loans from MLS clubs were extremely low. So the fact that they're not having a ton of success this year is extremely rare.
Yeah.
With Wallenick at the helm.
Also talks about the strength of the Atlantic Division. I mean, there are 4 to 5 teams that can contend for the cup this year, and it's such a tough division to be in.
White trying to turn. Foul committed.
But Lewis Hilton really tried hard to get that free kick off quickly, and I think he miskicked it. Didn't get the distance he wanted.
Fernandez trying to create space. Just enough to get that ball outside the edge of the 6. Dahlgaard once again with a rocket. Sails out of play.
Well, Leo Fernandez trying to return the favor to Dahlgaard, and I'm sure he's going to want that one back. Coming into the last post there, he's shaking his head. It sat up perfectly for him. Just couldn't get over it.
The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. You can learn more at uslsoccer.com/forwardforever-proud. Rowdies have staked themselves to a 1-0 lead. And when we talked to Neil Collins and Juan Tejada earlier this week, and we asked them, what can the team still improve? And what areas can you guys get better? And one of the things that Tejada talked about was, look, we can get to 1-0. We need to be able to really drive a stake through a team's heart and go up 2, 3, 4, and be a little bit more quality in our finishing touches. Dahlgaard with an opportunity there for potentially a second goal that would have crushed New York Spirit.
You know, the workmanlike attitude of this team can also become very pragmatic, and sometimes, like you were just talking about, they're not as offensively inclined to go forward and finish teams off. They are sometimes throw a little bit of caution to the wind when they go up a goal. All the players get behind the ball and consolidate, which is fine, which is great. But sometimes you want to see that willingness to go forward and finish teams off early in games. But again, it goes to the success of this team in being pragmatic.
Red Bulls 2, 45 goals allowed coming into the game tonight, just over 2 per game. And again, it really is amazing when you look at the roster how many young players there are. Teenagers on this Red Bulls 2 roster, including a 15-year-old in Curtis Ofori, youngest signing in team history.
You know, and the fact that the USL could provide a stage like this for US soccer, for these young players to showcase their talent. This is where, when people talk about the national team and so on, this is where that talent comes through to get to the surface and get to the national team. This is where it begins, the grassroots of United States soccer.
Loro spends a moment outside the box with that free kick. A small push from behind, enough to get the attention of referee Brandon Stevis.
Well, just moments ago, Forrest Lasso ran up to the referee because he thought he was fouled. Right now, he's in a very aggressive sort of mood right now. I want to see if this ball is floated into him from Lewis Hilton. He seems to be really playing with a chip on his shoulder now for the last couple of minutes.
Lasso about a head taller than everybody out there. It's 6'6", 202 pounds. He is a beast on these set pieces.
Handpicked by Coach Collins and his coaching staff to come into this Rowdies team for his aerial prowess.
Off the right foot of Hilton. A little bit too deep for Lasso to have a chance at it.
The lumberjack in the back, number 3. Boy, is he such a presence in this Rowdies back line, marshalling the troops and just giving attitude to this Rowdies team.
Two-time USL Championship Defender of the Year. Most recently a year ago in 2020. Cameron Harper trying to create something from the right side. And another foul committed by Michael Knapp. He was the player who had the yellow card, took down Fernandez in the box that led to the penalty kick.
Yeah, no other yellow card here. Well, it was kind of close. Seemed to be a very professional foul by Michael Knapp. Just looking at Forrest Lasso again. That clearance, that ball that came to Leo Fernandez was from his clearance. Had 94 clearances coming into this game. 3rd in the USL. Talk about being a presence in this Rowdies backline.
Rowdy Coin is a new season-long flexible ticketing option designed to give you the opportunity to attend any matches during the 2021 season. Visit rowdiesoccer.com to purchase your Rowdy Coin today.
So far, it seems like Leo Fernandez is in the mood. He's taking players on, and you can see the energy off the ball to get open and driving at players, resulting in Steven Dos Santos and Guenzati getting into the box and getting into dangerous positions for the cross.
White active in the middle of the field. A battle between Dos Santos and Lucas Monzon. And a mistake by Monzon trying to get it back to Lewis. And he kicks it over the end line, giving the Rowdies a corner.
Well, the big Uruguayan did a great job closing down Dos Santos. But the back pass was just a little too far for Mr. Lewis in goal.
Again, Monzon making his debut with Red Bulls 2, signed by the club in August on loan from Uruguayan club Danubio FC. With the Red Bulls through the end of the 2022 season.
You know, certain countries have characteristics of players, like Brazil with skill and so on. Uruguay, they know how to create defenders. They're one of the smallest countries in South America, and they play large. They play above their weight, as they would say. And that's because of their defensive prowess.
And Monzon brought in to fill a hole in the central defense of the first team for the Red Bulls. Took some time to get his paperwork processed and get him into the United States and training with the club. So he makes his Red Bulls 2 debut tonight. I'm sure the staff anxious to see what the 19-year-old can do.
Well then, Mr. Lasso.
Harper's been active on the right side. Terrific ball. There's Matthias Jorgensen. Lasso came sliding in to deny the chance at the last minute.
Well, we mentioned when Lasso went up to the referee with that foul, he's been playing with a chip on his shoulder so far, and he's been everywhere with the header just a couple of minutes ago. And look at the sliding block to protect that 1-0 lead. Every green shirt just doing their job to make sure this Rowdy team keeps the score at 0.
Daniel Edelman on the corner. We'll rule that a goal kick. Coming into the match, 621 consecutive minutes without a goal allowed by Tampa Bay, so up to 650 now as we hit the 29th minute of this first half.
Austin, that's as long as it takes you to do 18 holes of golf. 621 minutes, from what I heard.
I think it's more talking about yourself. Trying to lay that number on my feet. I don't know about that. It's bad to be a bad golfer. It's worse to be a slow player. That is the worst.
It really is.
Amir Tombol taking no chances. And a quick restart there from Fernandez. Boy, whether it's a free kick or a throw-in, he does not waste any time in getting that ball back in play.
No, just constantly trying to put the other team under pressure before they can set.
Guillen took a shot as he came in to win the header.
Have to give it to the Red Bulls, though. The intensity is still there. I mean, you hear the referee's whistle going. That's because they're challenging every play. And look at them, they're pressing every time the ball goes across the back three. Committing like it's the opening whistle.
Dos Santos shielding Monzon. Daugard on the right wing. Shut off by Castillo.
Oh, Lewis Hilton again, the recovery.
Just squeezed it in. White continues the attack. Here's Ekra. Out wide, Fernandez. To the center. No whistle as Fernandez went down.
Yep, I thought Leo Fernandez went over a little too easy there, but his willingness to take the guy on is exactly what the coach wants. Not giving away any freebies. As Knapp recovered there. Nope, did not stick the foot out. Leo Fernandez taking the dive. But you do like the aggression by number 11. He's taking players on, not allowing the defenders to settle.
And how about Knapp for Red Bulls too, continuing to play aggressive defense despite having committed those 2 fouls already in the match.
Yeah, that just take a certain amount of defensive awareness to continue playing with that intensity.
Knapp right off the chest of Fernandez will settle for a throw-in. Ekra in pursuit. Daugard has to retreat. Well, 1-0 lead for the Rowdies off the Fernandez goal in the 13th minute. Zone whistled for the foul and getting an explanation from Brian Stevis.
Talked about the Uruguayans and their ability to defend. Look at this aggression by Monzon on Dos Santos. Letting him know of his presence, not giving him an inch. Now, the angle is certainly there for the left footer. It's a little too far out to the right. Maybe Lewis Hilton will bend this one in for Forrest Lasso. But Leo Fernandez is very confident right now.
It is Hilton, and the ball bounces through. Scarlett had a chance at it. Closest player as the Rowdies made their runs.
Jordan Scarlett yet to get on his scorer sheet this year.
Scarlett, one of 3 players who has been on the field for every minute of every match. Others are Evan Loro and Aaron Guillen.
I will give you one statistics that I'm sure not many people know though. Jordan Scarlett is 7th in the league in passes. That's how many times he gets the ball to his feet and he has to execute passes for this Rowdies back 3. 7th in the USL.
Guillen, part of that outstanding back line that has been consistent throughout the season. Here is Ekra leading the charge. Guenzati to the right on the ground, and a nice adjustment by Lewis to make the save.
Well, the ability for Saber Guenzati to get open is just running off the ball. He pulls wide, gets that ball, and boy, you know he's going to take a shot. He's in the top 10 with shots attempted in the league.
Kyle Zayats defending. First time we've called his name tonight. That one bounces past Dos Santos as you get another look.
There he is pulling wide and cutting back in on his stronger right foot and trying to catch Lewis drifting out to that last post and then try to stick it first post.
But Lewis has been great tonight for New York.
Yeah, I mean, especially after that penalty save. His confidence is through the roof right now.
And even the goal by Fernandez, he was in position, had the ball deflect pretty hard off his face and ultimately end up in the side netting.
Beautiful.
Dos Santos out wide. Fernandez making the run off the leg of Tomball.
That ball stays in.
Took a lot of side spin. Fernandez right along the end line and easily handled by Lewis. It's a fun battle between Fernandez and Michael Knapp.
Looks like LaCava took a spill there in the center circle.
Taking a good-natured ribbing from the Rowdies fan section.
Just looking at the Rowdies again. We talked about the keys of the game, just going from side to side and using the width.
How about Guenzati through the entire Red Bulls 2 defense? Weaved his way in and put it home. 11th goal of the year for Sebastian Guenzati.
That has to be the best so far for the FA El Capitan. The ball comes in from out wide and he starts to take on players. He starts to go by red shirts, drifts to the left and goes back to the right, which catches Lewis going the other way. Can't get back there in time. What a finish and what a run by El Capitan. Has to be his best goal so far for the season. And just like that, Austin, 2-0.
Denied on a PK earlier in the half. He beats Lewis that time. 40th goal since the start of the 2019 season for Sebastian Guenzati. You had a sense it was coming. The build-up, the chances created by the Rowdies. And they find a way to finish in that closing third to make it 2-0.
Oh, look at the ball. Great cover.
Monzon heads it toward the sideline. Beats Dos Santos to the ball, but can't keep it in.
I tell you what, this Monzon, he looks really sharp for his first game. Doing a great job staying with Steven Dos Santos. But the Rowdies wear you out, Austin. We talk about the side-to-side play, going from Leo Fernandez, Saber Dalgard, and all the ability in the middle. And it's just so hard to keep up with the play.
Fernandez cuts it back to the middle. A high shot there from Lawrence White.
Lawrence White second on this team in shots attempted, only to Seba Gwenzati. Has not gotten on his scoring sheet yet, but he's going to keep trying, and that's exactly what Coach Collin wants from that position.
White's been outstanding at setting up goals as of late. Had no assists in the first 13 matches of the year, but has 4 assists in the last 9. Fernandez with an opening on Lewis, and he beats him. The floodgates have opened for the Rowdies. It's 3-0.
Well, we talked about the Samba man being in the mood tonight, and he shows it yet again, capitalizing on a loose ball. And he looked up, but only for a second. He looked up there, saw the goalkeeper, and finished it at the near post. That's aggression. That's the productivity that the Rowdies need from that position and from this man.
Second goal of the night for Fernandez. The Rowdies scored twice in a 3-minute span.
So important for Leo Fernandez to be in top form as this season winds down and they start talking postseason. He's one of those players that can create chances off the dribble and create space for other players. As organized as the Rowdies are, you need players like that with individual ability to offset defenses, and he is that type of player.
Well, with Fernandez's goal, the Rowdies donate another $250 to the Bayfront Health St. Petersburg Foundation. That's $750 tonight, and now $8,500 for the season. And going back to what we said in our conversation with Neil Collins and Juan Tejada, Juan talking about the need to try to put teams away. When the Rowdies got their second goal, there was a sense that the Red Bulls, that took something out of this team, and that momentary lapse in concentration there between Tomball and Michael Knapp allowed Fernandez to have an easy opportunity, and all of a sudden it's 3-0.
I think the second goal, it was the type of goal, Austin, with Seba Gwenzati coming right through the heart of the team and scoring. Yes, that would certainly take the wind out of your sails.
Kyle Zayats is the player down. We're in the captain's armband for Red Bulls 2. Good to see him get to his feet. Coming up at halftime, Coach's Corner with Neil Collins and Kevin Foley. Have highlights, the stats from the first half, and Ryan's second half outlook. It's anything like the first. Pretty good news for the green machine out there.
That's right.
The scoreless streak still intact. Now over 660 minutes since Tampa Bay last allowed a goal. Cameron Harper out wide. A good chance in close. Ball loose right at the edge of the 6. Guillen, it's a big left foot out toward the halfway line.
Oh, that ball skipped right in front of Evan Laurel. Oh.
Lasso deflects the shot attempt by LaCava.
Look at the effort, though. Looks like it's going to be Edelman following up. Here's a cross right in front of Evan Laurel's body. Does a good job to smother it. And Aaron Guillen following up. And Forrest Lasso again in the thick of things.
Interesting the way in which New York is attacking the Rowdies. You know, Neil Collins talked about how their attacks through the middle have become really efficient and difficult to defend. They've been almost exclusively out wide, and especially on the right side with Harper.
Well, I think also because of Lewis Hilton and Lawrence White doing a great job blocking those channels through the middle, as forcing the players, the play out wide. And New York Red Bulls trying to make the most of that space.
How about this first half from Tampa Bay?
Well, there was conversation before this game. How will the Rowdies play the 7th place team in the division? Will they fall asleep at the wheel? Will the Red Bulls catch them with their intensity against a low-intense Rowdies team, maybe overlooking them? But this first half suggests otherwise. They have showed up. Coach Collins again having this team ready to play at a high intensity.
Three goals in the first half for the Rowdies. That matches the most they've scored in any game this season. Everyone thought that once Tampa Bay was completely healthy, the offense would start to come, and certainly it is. You're starting to see this team establish a rhythm and great connections. Dean hounding Harper. Knapp sends it forward. Now Edelman in the middle of the field.
Oh, good turn.
Jorgensen dangerous on the back end.
But the recovery by Jordan Scarlett, Austin. The Jamaican is so good out there on one-on-ones. Even though it was a lovely bit of skill by Jorgensen. Jordan Scarlett going to ground, which is dangerous in the box, but got enough of the ball.
White surveys, opts to go out wide to Dahlgaard. Guenzati, little flick, and the ball is cleared from right in front of goal.
But what about the confidence from Dahlgaard to play that raking pass to Seba Guenzati?
1 minute of added time. Dahlgaard put it right on the money.
Talked about the Rowdies using the width of the field. And Seba Dahlgaard and Leo Fernandez always seem to be open.
Harper hoping for some late magic.
Looks like they're in the training ground now, Austin.
5 consecutive headers combined between the teams before the ball finally touched someone's foot.
Confidence is oozing now. Everybody wants to get on the ball. All we need is for this crowd to start to ole for every pass.
There's the whistle from Brandon Stevis. First half comes to an end. What a half it was for the Rowdies. 2 goals for Leo Fernandez, another for Sebastian Guenzati. A 3-0 lead for Tampa Bay. The halftime show coming up next.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer super fan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Introducing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. It's 6 times filtered, has 0 grams of sugar, no artificial aftertaste, and is USDA certified organic. We're not playing around. New Cucumber Lime Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes.
There are lots of signs out there telling us what we should and shouldn't do. We don't ignore these signs. They help keep us safe. That's what chest pressure and fatigue could be. Warning signs of heart disease, telling you it's time to get your heart examined. Baycare's heart experts get to the cause of your symptoms and offer the right treatment options. And all of our Baycare facilities have enhanced safety measures to help keep you safe from COVID-19. Get a cardiologist referral at baycareheartdisease.org. Baycare, humanity at work.
Welcome to halftime, presented by our partners at Visit Tampa Bay. What a first half, a lot to cheer about for the Rowdies faithful here at Al Lang Stadium. The Rowdies put 3 goals on the board, and they are in control. 3-0 lead over New York Red Bulls 2. Welcome to halftime. Austin Lyon back with you here at Al Lang Stadium. Time for our Coach's Corner, and this week, Neil Collins has fun with one of his assistants as the two brag about who's better at various skills. Check it out.
Hi Rowdies fans, I'm your head coach Neil Collins. I'm joined by my assistant Kevin Foley. We're at the Don Cesar to find out just how well do we know each other. Who can drive the ball furthest off the tee at golf?
Oh, is that the question, yeah?
Yeah.
Do I want you... Do I not write it down?
Yeah.
Secret, okay.
And I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, that's what I was about to do. Oh my God. 270 yards at least every time.
Yeah, but it's about...
2 witnesses.
But I can hit further than that.
You can't. In a straight line?
Oh, I thought we were going to be honest. Wait a minute. Who hit the longest drive at the Rowdies golf day?
It was that long ago, I can't remember. How many goals did I score for Wolves? Oh my God. That is bad. I should know this. 3, 2, 1. Not as many as me. I think I've scored 6.
It's not 10, is it?
I've scored 6. I've scored 6. We'll look it up on Wikipedia.
Kevin, who's the best on the staff at pickleball?
Glad you asked.
3, 2, 1. This is a joke. It's who wins is the best.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I've been beating you for fun.
No. In a one-off game, no contest.
It has been.
You've been good. It's been tight.
It's not been tight.
It's been tight.
It's not been. I won about 6 in a row. We would be playing. It was domination.
I don't know.
It was total domination. Right, next question.
Which Rowdies player would make the best coach? Well, that's a good question. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about Jan as well. There's quite a lot of contenders, to be honest. What is my biggest fear? He's going to say, like, playing me a pickleball or something. I knew it. 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 I knew it.
On next week, Coach's Corner, Neil Collins and Kevin Foley go head-to-head in a long drive contest and pickleball. Much more coming up ahead at the half. Rowdies leading Red Bulls 2, 3-0.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Tees it up, what a strike, and what a goal! Hartford has a goal! His right-footed shot, and it's in! Knocked away. Looking for Para, could fall for an opportunity here, the shot comes in! Oh, it's brilliant!
I did get an interesting text from someone in the Phoenix organization talking about how big and physical that game was, and maybe they didn't necessarily know it was going to be just like that. I think they got a good taste. By the way, in case you're wondering, Forrest Lasso is competing for the Summer Olympics in gymnastics. Just wanted you to know. What you
so
got next?
Lee Cohen, he was part of that routine.
Bring it to me.
Forrest Lasso, the defender of the year, leaping over the ad boards and pirouetting his way toward the dugout.
We all want to support our community and small businesses, protect the environment and our kids' future, and above all, help others when they need it. That's why every day our energy goes into delivering reliable, cleaner, affordable energy. The energy that promises a better tomorrow with new jobs and opportunities and helps everyone move forward together. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you.
A look at the impact some of the players in USL Championship are having on World Cup qualifying. 14 alumni of this USL Championship, League One and League Two, represented in World Cup qualifying. And how about the 260 combined caps for the U.S. men's national team? A ton of talent in this USL. Here's a look at the Team of the Week, presented by Clear Audio. It includes Lawrence White, outstanding midfielder who, as we mentioned, has done a great job recently with setting his teammates up for assists. Also got Jelani Peters, outstanding defensive player for Pittsburgh. And a look at the standings. This is in the Atlantic Division right now. The Rowdies with a 2-point lead on Pittsburgh. The Riverhounds currently a 2-0 advantage on Loudoun United FC. That would give them 47 points if that result holds. So the Rowdies need to make sure that they don't allow a comeback. And they will be at 49 points at the end of the night. Highlights and stats plus analysis from Ryan coming up on the other side of this break. 3-0 Rowdies in control here in St. Pete.
What is fetchable storage? It's the best parts of today's moving and storage options combined. It's your storage unit on a truck that you drive. You save time by only loading it once. You save money, and it's easy and safe. Just fetch your storage container, fill it up, and bring it back. We'll take it from there. Visit redrovers.com now for a free month storage. Red Rovers Fetchable Storage saves you time and money.
Getting back to all of this will take all of us. If you have questions about the vaccines, Florida Blue nurses are standing by for your call. Florida Blue, your local Blue Cross Blue Shield, here for the one place we call home.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
Quiet night at the Marina, but a lot to cheer about inside Al Lang Stadium. It has been loud tonight with the Rowdies in front of the New York Red Bulls too. 3-0. Let's show you some of the highlights from the first half. Tampa Bay creating a lot of chances early. Steven Dos Santos.
I think more of the same. I think the Rowdies are going to use side to side. Saber Delgado on the right, Leo Fernandez on the left. Stretch this New York Red Bulls team. As they pursue them, the ball comes back in. Jan Ekra, Saber Guenzati, and Steven Dos Santos seem to be doing a fantastic job linking up. Also on the defensive end, they've been pressuring high, not allowing this Red Bulls team to settle down and create any sort of flow. Now, if you're a Red Bulls player or fan, you have a young man by the name of Jeremy Raffanello. He has 5 goals and 4 assists. He's an attacking player off the bench. He can provide a spark. But with the Red Bulls having a game right there on Wednesday night as they host San Antonio, I don't see many players coming on the pitch tonight because they're trying to save their legs. More of the same in the second half.
All right, Ryan, 45 minutes ahead. See what the Rowdies come up with. A 3-0 lead as Tampa Bay tries to maintain its position at the top of the Atlantic Division. There are no changes for Neil Collins' team to begin the second 45 minutes. And this young Red Bulls 2 team going to have to really fight here to stay competitive against a Rowdies side that is playing with a tremendous amount of confidence. And they would love to try to end Tampa Bay's scoreless streak, even if they're not able to get a result out of tonight's match. Only change for either side comes from New York. Lucas Monzon, who was making his debut, heads to the bench. J.C. Cortez comes on to replace him. So 10th appearance of the season for J.C. Cortez. He was named to the bench of last week's USL Championship Team of the Week for his play in a couple of matches.
Have to believe that Monzon may be used again on Wednesday night against San Antonio. He was so impressive in that first half, but because it was his first game, I'm sure it's only limited time to save those legs.
And Cortez got a touch there on the left side.
You know, we talked about that killer instinct that Juan Tejada brought up in our call during the week. Austin, very interested to see how this Rowdies team pursues defensively in the second half.
White goes down. Cameron Harper gets called for the foul. Went over to check on White. And you just can't identify, you know, 1, 2, or even 3 Rowdies players to try to account for if you're an opponent. So much depth on this roster. You know, we haven't talked a lot about White tonight. He was on the USL Championship Team of the Week graphic that we showed at the half. Just so many weapons.
I think Neil Collins summed it up best last season. He said their way of playing, the sum of parts, is always greater than the individual. And he harps on his team to play as a collective unit. And that makes them seem a lot larger and better than they actually seem sometimes.
Fernandez once again engaged with Knapp. It's the third or fourth time Fernandez has gone to the ground as a result of Knapp.
Yeah, I mean, Knapp on a yellow card. He's done really well to manage Fernandez somewhat since then, but Leo Fernandez asking now, that's yet another infringement on Knapp.
Hilton with his eyes up.
Oh.
Great service that bounces through the 6 and goes over the end line.
What a plus it is for forwards and defenders coming up for free kicks to have this man behind the ball. You know he's going to put that ball in a dangerous spot just about every time. Very little wasted effort on free kicks. Here they come out wide again. Rowdies just using the width of the field every time down the field.
Jan Ekra with a great ball. And there's another for Guenzotti. Looked like even he was surprised at how much space he had. Second player with a brace tonight. And it's 4-0 Rowdies.
Well, with the intensity of this Red Bulls team, their awareness isn't very good. Every time the ball goes out to the right, it comes back in. And Seba Guenzotti always seems to get on the end of it. Dalgard set up the first. Guenzotti's run for the second goal came from the right-hand side. Now the fourth goal comes from Dalgard to Ekra to Guenzotti. Red Bulls just not closing down when the ball comes in from the wing. But what about the finish from Guenzotti, though? Through the legs of Lewis. Just beautiful to watch and clinical. El Capitan in full flow.
It's a season high in goals for the Rowdies. First time this year they have put 4 on the board.
Rouse Mob, Skyway Casuals, letting their presence be known. Just a little too hard for Steven Dos Santos. He asked for it. And it was just about a half a yard too long.
With Guenzotti's goal, the Rowdies donate another $250 to the Bayfront Health St. Petersburg Foundation. They are racking it up. Already $1,000 donated tonight. And who knows how much more. Dalgard looking for an opening. Weaving his way through defenders. Ekra tries to pop it over the top. And finally, a whistle as a Red Bulls player went down.
I tell you what, Austin, I would not want to be the Red Bulls right now. This Rowdies team just seems so fluid and confident at the moment.
We invite you to download the new Rowdies app today. It gives our fans the digital tools to get in the game. It's packed with features like a digital match guide, exclusive Rowdies content, tickets, and more. The app is available on both Apple and Android devices, or you can head to rowdiesoccer.com. been nearly 2 years since the Rowdies last won a match by 4 goals. It was September 21st of 2019 against Bethlehem. Won that game 6-1. But they are in position to do that again tonight, and perhaps a wider margin with the kind of rhythm they've got offensively.
And just look at their defensive posture right now. Everyone's behind the ball. They're up 4-0, and it's business as usual. Everyone just so dialed in.
It's been amazing to me how easy it has looked tonight. I mean, you watch the game on TV, and sometimes you don't have an appreciation for the precision and the skill that comes with some of the balls that they are delivering.
Yeah, first touch has to be so tight and close because the defender's right in your hip pocket. And the touch of this Rowdies team so far in the last couple of games has just been exceptional.
Zayats plays it forward. Hilton retrieves. Dahlgaard's been brilliant on that right wing tonight, getting the start with Connor Antley unavailable after getting a red card in the last match.
Just continuing on from last week, the goal that he scored last week here, I mean, the discussion in the booth here was it one of the best ever in our land? It was that good by Seb Dahlgaard, and he's taken that same attitude and confidence into tonight's game.
53rd minute, 4-0 lead for the Rowdies. 2 goals for Leo Fernandez, 2 goals for Sebastian Guenzatti. Most goals Tampa Bay has scored this season. And their scoreless streak continues, now above 670 minutes without allowing an opponent to score.
Now you sound like my golf game now, Austin. And this is sometimes the pragmatic approach that the Rowdies do bring. We talk about how conscious they are to be defensive and to be sound. But they have 4 goals and they're continuing to do the business just like they started the game. Just not giving an inch in their half of the field. This man, Aaron Guillen, I'll give you another stat. Jordan Scarlett, 7th in the league in passes. This man, 3rd in the USL in passes. That's how much their outside centre-backs are given responsibility to bring the ball out to the back.
Just as Neil Collins has mentioned, everyone on the field contributes to this long scoreless streak that the Rowdies have going. Everyone contributes to the attack as well.
Correct. I mean, as much as they defend as a unit, they attack as a unit as well. Their centre-backs, Aaron Guillen, Jordan Scarlett. Anytime Dahlgaard or Leo Fernandez tucks in, the centre-back is the one that comes around and gives them width. So don't think for 1 second that the defenders sit back and take a vacation when the ball goes up the field. They all move up as a unit.
Dos Santos wins the ball. Guenzatti, the cross in. White, little flip back for Hilton. The shot deflected by Knapp. A lot of activity there. The Red Bulls player go up and over Jan Ekra.
Well, Jan Ekra has had a couple of physical challenges tonight. He's been closing on the ball as quickly as he can.
White able to win the ball. Forward for Ekra. Dahlgaard arriving. Have to win it in the air. Going up against Juan Castillo.
Edelman just took too long in the center there. There's not much time in the middle of the park. Number 75 just didn't realize how many green shirts were around him.
2 clubs battling over the Atlantic Division's final playoff spot take center stage when the USL on ESPN continues. Charlotte Independence traveling to take on the Hartford Athletic Thursday, September 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll watch that match on ESPN Deportes. That is the division both of these teams compete in. Tampa Bay battling with Pittsburgh for first place. Both of those teams winning tonight. Assuming the results hold, Rowdies will continue to have a 2-point edge. Red Bulls 7th in the Atlantic, just 4 wins this season.
Tell you what, the all-time leader in USL scoring history. Ooh. Hang on a second. The all-time leader in USL scoring history, Dane Kelly, is back for Charlotte Independence this season. I'll tell you what, they're going to be a tough nut to crack against Hartford. He is so deadly in the last third of the field.
Heading toward the 58th minute, header finds Guenzati streaking up the far sideline. Guenzati in close to the 6, drops it off, and there's number 5 for the Rowdies. A brilliant finish by Jan Ekra.
Well, look at the players come around Jan Ekra. That's how much it means to them to see him on the score sheet. He's almost like a coach out there on the field. And Seba Guenzati, El Capitan, gets his 3rd assist of the season. Puts it on a platter from the man from France. Uruguay to France with love.
First goal of the season for Jan Ekra. Veteran who made his 200th USL appearance earlier this season. Just the 5th player in league history to reach that mark. Outstanding as an initiator tonight, and he gets the chance to finish.
That attacking midfield position for the Rowdies has been a nightmare for them to fill. And number 7, Jan Ekra, with his intelligence, his intangibles, and his tangibles, has slid into that spot now and given Neil Collins a real option for that position for the rest of the season.
Austin Brummett comes on for Red Bulls 2. He made history by becoming the youngest player in USL Championship history a couple of years ago when he came on as a sub for the Tacoma Defiance. Now 17 years old, again part of the youth movement. So many teenagers on this Red Bulls 2 roster, and they have just been taken apart tonight by a Rowdies team that is at the top of its game.
You know, it's so hard for this younger team to come in to this Rowdies team, which is so organized and battle-tested with veterans, and as skillful and as youthful as this Red Bulls team is. It's going to be hard to match up player for player, position by position.
Guillen circles around the ball and finds Hilton.
Tackled by Wyke. Wow.
No let up from the Rowdies despite the scoreline.
You just see the bodies of Lawrence Wyke and Lewis Hilton, the 2 holding midfielders going flying in the middle of the park. That's the intensity that this team is screaming about whenever they take the field.
Cortez out wide for Austin Brummett. Nice effort by Edelman to keep possession for New York.
That's his center forward.
Given to Tampa Bay.
That's his center forward, Steven Dos Santos, all the way back there, helping out. We talk about playing as a unit.
Visit Tampa Bay offers Florida's most ways to play. You can plan your next adventure at visitampabay.com. Rowdies.com. 3-0 at the half. Guenzati in the 49th minute, Ekra in the 58th minute have made it 5-0. LaCava starts the attack. Here comes Jorgensen on the ground and off the side netting. One of the few decent chances New York has generated.
I think this is their first corner, 60 minutes into the game, an hour in. But good shot by Jorgensen, low down, hard for the keeper to get on top of it.
We mentioned the quick turnaround for New York. They play again on Wednesday. Also on Sunday, Rowdies benefit from a full week of rest. Just Saturday matches for the next month for Tampa Bay. There's 18-year-old Daniel Edelman with the corner.
I think scratching the pants was some sort of signal. That's my best guess.
Quality analysis we look for, decoding messages.
That's right.
From these teams.
Yep.
Great tackle by Dahlgaard. Holding his right leg a bit as he got up. Right hamstring area.
Now, if you're the Red Bulls, you just want to win the last 30 minutes here.
Brummett. Right to the front of the goal with that cross. He'll get another chance at it. Good touches inside the box. There's a shot that pops away from Loro. Cameron Harper with a scoring opportunity for New York, and Red Bulls 2 will have another corner.
Well, Evan Loro did not pick that up at all. Good effort by Cameron Harper. There's Loro just being a little too lackadaisical. Good cleanup job by his defense.
Harper trying to get around Hilton. Edelman with the left-footed cross. That left a lot to be desired. Flag up from the official on the far side, indicating a foul against New York.
Austin, 63 minutes in, with the Rowdies hitting the road in the next few games. You're going to see the whole entire roster really get exposed in a good way. As you see Skyway Casuals and Ralph's Mob really using the entire bit of this roster to give players minutes to save some legs. Just really want to see how Neil Collins manages this roster as they go on the road.
Only time this season the Rowdies are playing 3 consecutive matches away from Al Lang Stadium. 6 of the last 9 for the Rowdies will be on the road. White weaving his way through, out wide to Fernandez. White wins the ball back. Dahlgaard. And that is sent up into the 5th row of the stands. Rowdies will get a corner kick with Tampa Bay set to make a couple of substitutions.
Every time the Red Bulls get compact, Dahlgaard and Leo Fernandez get right on top of them on the edge of the box. And it's so hard for them to defend when the 2 wide midfielders have so much room to play with and can deliver crosses.
Rowdies opt to wait to make the changes until after the corner kick by Hilton. Ekra to Dos Santos. Dos Santos trying to muscle his way around Juan Castillo, wrapped his arm around him. That was not successful.
Have to give Juan Castillo credit there. He did a great job muscling off Dos Santos.
Dahlgaard seeking space out wide. Fernandez. And that is in.
Looks like it might be a foul, Austin, on Guenzati. I think there was a push.
Well, it wasn't much of a reaction from the official. Players weren't sure whether it was a goal or not, so goal is taken away.
Looks like it's going to be Dahlgaard coming out for Deon Harris.
Lucky M. Kosana will also come on. As Dos Santos heads to the bench. Good to see Deon Harris back. Missed nearly 2 months with a hamstring injury. Recently celebrated his 24th birthday. And he makes his 11th appearance of the season as Dahlgaard will take a long walk and get a well-deserved break after a great night.
Another great performance by Seb Dahlgaard. But I think an even swap as Deon Harris comes in on this right-hand side. A skillful player who can also play attacking midfield. Jan Ekra has that position all sewn up.
And Kosana, Guenzati giving chase inside the box. Here's Harris. How quickly does he get involved? He flicks it through the box, and it is cleared away.
Oh.
Guillen trying to flip it back to Fernandez. Select, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit selectsportamerica.com. Harris, not enough on that touch for Ekra. He wins it back. Ekra, just outside the 6, opts to take the shot and scores again. What a night for Jan Ekra.
Well, you can see this coming a week ago against Oakland Roots right here in Alang. Jan Ekra getting his confidence, getting this position down pat. Look at him recover this ball, takes his time, put it on his weaker left foot, and a calm finish. He's on top of his game, just like the rest of the Rowdies. And that is 6-0. Green Machine. Skyway casuals, Ralph Smart loving every minute of it, and they should. This Rowdies team in full flight. And this young keeper who's been excellent, especially in the first half, couldn't do much about the rest of those goals.
It has been an offensive onslaught right from the opening whistle for the Rowdies. 6 goals on the board, first time they've scored 6 since September of 2019. A little less than 2 years ago, did it against Bethlehem. Well, these players certainly want more.
Well, in order for you to get playing time on this Rowdies team, you're going to have to perform every minute on the pitch. So don't expect any let-up from those players out there.
Shots 15-4 in favor of Tampa Bay as action continues in the 71st minute. If you're on the road or can't watch the match, you can turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio. Ray Hudson, Tony Meola, and Rodney Marsh among the featured personalities. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. LaCava trying to play it through to Zayats.
It is a long road up when you're down 6-0. LaCava and Zayats trying to link up for the first time. Just couldn't get the 1-2. This man is 19 minutes away from yet another clean sheet. Number 12 for the season. Get your laundry out and throw it in the washing machine. He will clean it.
Already set a club record with 6 consecutive shutouts. You know, about the only thing that the Rowdies weren't leading the league in coming into tonight was goal differential. Well, you throw a +6 in there and that might change things.
I think Juan Tejada said it best this week, right? So
Harris defended by Cortez, and that'll be your corner kick.
He almost called his team out, saying we need to put teams to the sword. And boy, have the Rowdies done it tonight.
Red Bulls too have fought hard, but you could sense a real drop emotionally after the Rowdies scored that second goal. We've seen a couple of mental mistakes and missteps that have led to Tampa Bay having a myriad of scoring opportunities. Seen a lot of frustration from Luca Lewis, the keeper. It's not a good night for New York.
No, it's one of those nights where the coach doesn't say much. Everybody just change your clothes, get back into the bus, and let's go home. Just sort of chalk that one up as a bad night. This man being so experienced in what he does, he's going to know how to handle this young group.
Such a departure from what we've seen in the past from Red Bulls too. John Wolyniec, regarded as one of the premier talent developers in American soccer. It's evidenced by what he's done over the past 7 years as Red Bulls 2 head coach, a perennial playoff team, championship contender. They won the league back in 2016. A couple more changes for the Rowdies. Jordan Dougherty will come on as Lewis Hilton heads to the bench. And Juan Tejada,
also known as the Rowdies MVP, Lewis Hilton and Lawrence White, 2 amazing shifts they put into the center midfield. This young man coming back from that injury. Jordan Dougherty, so good defensively, actually better defensively than these two. But what White and Hilton give you is that dynamic passing ability in the center circle, which really, really puts teams under pressure.
Tejada told us earlier this week the toughest part of his injury was watching how much fun the guys were having. Well, he's back from injury, but he's watched from the bench tonight as the guys are having a lot of fun. Now he gets the chance to get in on it. Fernandez trying to find Harris coming on, just not quite enough on that to get it through the box and all the way to Dejan.
Well, just another example of Leo Fernandez. Oh, of Leo Fernandez just taking players on and really being aggressive one-on-one.
There was your guy from halftime, Jeremy Raffanello, engaged with Aaron Guillen.
I think Raffanello is just getting some valuable minutes now for that Wednesday night game against San Antonio.
The United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. 76th minute of a 6-0 scoreline. Rowdies got 3 in the first half, 3 more here in the second. 3 players with braces tonight. Fernandez, Guenzati, and Jan Ekra, who hadn't scored all season coming in. He gets the 2 most recent goals for Tampa Bay to get it to a 6-0 score.
Well, that's the 3 most forward positions on the field. It's the 2 center forwards, and Guenzati and Dos Santos, and then the attacking midfielder, Ekra. So each of them getting a double. I mean, that is really, really something. Talk about finishing sequences, finishing plays, finishing attacking, passing, and possession.
The right touch and high quality in the final third has certainly been there tonight as Guenzati is whistled for being offside. We expected this to be a competitive match, given the matches the teams had played earlier this year, 1-0 and 2-1. And even though New York only has 4 wins and 13 losses, 8 of their 13 losses have come by 1 goal. So it's not as if they have been blown out. But tonight has certainly been a different story.
Well, it's also their first trip to Allang Stadium. And the Rowdies are a different sort of beast at home, with their crowd behind them, the humidity in the air.
Mentioned the Rowdies trying to stay ahead of Pittsburgh in the Atlantic Division standings. How about what the Riverhounds have done tonight? Up 5-0.
You know, Bob Lilly and that Riverhounds team never fails to surprise or to impress at any time in the season.
Probably not too early to look ahead to that October 10th match at Pittsburgh on a weekend, 4 o'clock. With the way the 2 teams are playing, may very well determine the Atlantic Division title.
Looks like Kenardo Forbes, the Jamaican and the captain for this Pittsburgh team, getting a double as well. Cicerone getting on the scoring sheet. 5-0 over Loudon.
It's as if the teams have been watching the scoreboard tonight to try to see what the other has done and try to match it.
Yep. I mean, that's also a message to the 2 lower teams, Loudon and New York Red Bulls. When you do come up and play against the big boys, this is what you have to raise your game. You can't just show up and expect a result. And looks like Tampa Bay Rowdies and Pittsburgh delivering that message tonight.
The Rowdies were at +17 in goal differential coming in. That was 3rd best in the league. Pittsburgh was at +11. So Riverhounds are going to potentially pick up +5 tonight, go to the locker room, look at the scoreboard, and realize that they lost ground in the goal differential department.
That's going to make you scratch your head. We saw a forearm to the face of Dalgard in the first half. Looks like there's a yellow card.
That's Kyle Zayats.
Referee doing the forearm motion again. It's the 2nd time for the night that's happened.
New York will make a change with Luther Archimed getting ready to come on to replace LaCava. Archimed, I mean, we said this all night, another of the talented young players on this roster. He was the 13th overall pick in this year's MLS Super Draft. Participated in the Gold Cup for Guadeloupe. Came back for 3 games, got hurt. Was hurt late in the Pittsburgh game, so he's played through some injury. Able to come on and give a few minutes tonight. And this is when you really get tested as a player, especially if you get called off the bench in the 80th minute of a game in which you're down 6-0. I mean, I would think that if you're John Wallenick, you call on someone and they come in and they really give it their all for the last 10 minutes, you've got a true pro on your hands.
Yes, well said.
Fernandez maneuvering his way inside. Here is Harris. 2 defenders there to play Dayon Harris. Got past one.
Great tackle by Edelman.
Back to Ekra. Wonder if he's thinking about a hat trick.
And it looks like Adebayo Smith. No, he's playing forward. I thought Adebayo Smith may have dropped back and Leo Fernandez pushed forward, but no. I got that wrong. Leo Fernandez still out wide on the left. And Adebayo Smith as that left center forward.
Adebayo Smith has scored in both games this season against New York. Scored the only goal on June 2nd. Scored the first goal on August 6th.
Looks like Juan Tejada's gone to that attacking midfield role where Jan Ekra was, and Ekra slid back to where Lawrence White was.
This touch there by Dougherty.
Even though that heavy touch by Doherty, I mean, it's very, very important for him to get his legs and get the speed of the game, because he will be called upon again in a tight spot for this Rowdies team coming towards the end of the season. So these minutes that you're seeing right here for these bench players is so crucial for this Rowdies team in the overall big picture.
And look, if you're a player that's been a substitute or has had a hard time getting into the game day roster, there aren't a ton of opportunities for you to show what you can do. No. And given what the other players have accomplished tonight in putting 6 goals on the board, you've got to come in and be really impressive if you want to crack the lineup.
And show that you can play within the speed of the game.
That ball gets through. And even on a night when everything has gone well, you see that pass not to the liking of Fernandez, and he's got to look back like, hey, you need to give a better ball.
Yeah. Well, I guess after you've scored 2 and set up and have an assist, you can actually say that.
Harris works his way to the middle, off the heel of Tejada.
Look at Jordan Scarlett.
Brummett dispossessed there by Scarlett.
You would think you're in the opening 10 minutes of the game the way Jordan Scarlett is defending. I'm just going to put this out there. I think the Jamaican national team really has to take a look at number 5, who's going to take this through right now. He's the epitome of a defender. So mentally tough, physically tough, and relentless in his defensive prowess, Jordan Scarlett. And I'm sure Coach Collins, being a centre-back, he's talked about how in awe he has been of this number 5.
Adebayo Smith tracking it. Kept in play. And we talked about how Evan Loro has a history with New York. Same can be said of Jordan Scarlett. 62 appearances for Red Bulls 2. He was a 3rd-round pick by New York in the 2017 MLS Super Draft. And Scarlett, again, one of 3 on the Rowdies roster who have played every minute of every match, as New York has a player down. That is Juan Castillo, 18-year-old native of Colombia.
You know, 18 years old, Austin. The intensity, the heat, the humidity. Talk about young players that come in here. When Loudon comes to town, New York Red Bulls come to town, we see players collapse on the ground all the time like this. It is so hard for a young, growing body to play at this intensity and in this sort of environment for such a long period of time. It really takes its toll.
Look at Loro communicating, still working here in the final several minutes, trying to make sure that they preserve the shutout.
I heard what he said, Austin, by the way. He said, if you guys keep this shutout, I'm going to buy hamburgers for everybody in the team. I think that's what he said. I'm kidding, I have no idea what he said. It sounds like something Evan Loro would say.
You know, one thing that struck me as I was preparing for the game This is the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and we're doing a team from New York. But so many of the players on this Red Bulls 2 roster were not born when 9/11 happened. I mean, you've got 15, 17, 18, 19 guys who just have no real concept of what that day was like. I mean, I've spent a lot of today talking to people about, where were you? What were you doing? What was that day like?
Yeah.
It's difficult to process, people who are playing at this level of soccer that have just no concept of what that day was like.
Yeah, how much the country and the environment has changed as a result of that day.
Yeah.
Like you said, Austin, it's definitely the where were you at that time moment.
It's been at the top of everyone's mind today, and it's been wonderful to see the tributes throughout the world of sports here. They had a great pregame ceremony and a fantastic national anthem sung by an Army veteran, and that's been the case throughout the sports world. College football today, Major League Baseball with the Mets and Yankees playing tonight.
I still remember that game when the Mets and Yankees came back to play just a week after, I think 10 days after it happened. Just amazing.
And on first responder night here, certainly a lot to cheer about for the Rowdies. Season high in goals, they doubled it. Previous high was 3, scored 3 goals in a few matches this season, but 6 on the board tonight. And despite Neil Collins being a guy who's difficult to impress at times and constantly looking for his squad to improve, I imagine he'll be pretty satisfied walking off the field tonight.
Yeah, I think he would like the intensity, that the fact that this group came out tonight against what was perceived as a lower end team, which they are. They're 7th in the Atlantic, and still brought it as though they were playing against the #1 team. That is impressive for a coach.
Tejada gets it to his feet. It'll be a corner kick for the Rowdies, and they'll have to bring that level of focus in the next several matches. Not scheduled to play a team that's in the postseason for another month. Atlanta United 2, Hartford, and Charleston, the next 3 teams on the schedule.
The Charleston one is tricky. Charleston always seem to play the Rowdies very, very tough, especially in Charleston. Oof. Referee playing on.
Fernandez to the top of the box. Oh. And that shot sails into the supporters section.
Sure, Dorothy's going to want that one back.
Oh boy. I would not advise fans taking that approach to try to get the ball back onto the field.
Keep it simple.
That could have been very dangerous.
Keep it simple. Just throw it back in.
Always good when we get a little public service message into these broadcasts, right? If the ball ends up in the stands, don't try to punt it.
Yeah.
Here is Adebayo Smith, a chance to go 3 for 3 with goals in games against New York this season. Denied that opportunity.
Another good example by Lewis and how good he is.
Here's Jorgensen. He's got a lot of ability. Loro to his right with a diving save to preserve the scoreless shutout.
Well, we have Lewis with the kick save on one end, and then Evan Loro with that diving save to the right. Look at Jorgensen drift to the right and then come back to his left. Loro's right, and he read it perfectly.
The only drama left in the match is whether or not the scoreless streak goes on. Loro perfectly positioned. Edelman had the shot go through a lot of traffic. Loro very easily could have been a few steps to his left or right when that shot came through.
Yeah, it came straight to him. Let's talk about that positioning by Evan Loro.
3 minutes of added time. Tampa Bay poised for its 16th win of the season. And it ensures that for the 3rd consecutive year, the Rowdies will finish the season with a winning record. Raffanello working on Guillen. Essentially like having a wall in front of you. Over the top, Loro tracks it all the way.
Drums are still beaten. Aaron Guillen, you're up 6-0. I think it's time to let it go.
But that again speaks to why it's 6-0. I mean, this is a team dedicated, made up of dedicated professionals who are looking for perfection all the time.
Do not give up an inch. And that starts from the coaching staff and their head coach.
Flag up. Foul as Guillen went down. Odds are he won't be thrilled with that.
I can see a bit of a limp on Aaron Guillen now. I think it's one of those moments where the game is long gone and players are now thinking, do not get injured.
They figure this is the type of match where when the clock hits 93, we're going to get a whistle. There won't really be a need to go beyond that number.
Yeah, the referee's thinking about the showers as well.
Yeah. Adebayo Smith can't get to it. A few more ticks off the clock here at Al Lang Stadium. Rowdies will be sitting on 49 points, maintain their 2-point lead in the Atlantic on Pittsburgh, which had a dominating win tonight over Loudoun United. Harris defends Raffanello. Here's Cortez. Shot by Brummett. And there is the final whistle. Total dominance from start to finish by Tampa Bay tonight. Red Bulls 2, not a team that's poised to make the playoffs, but Tampa Bay comes out and makes a statement. Season high 6 goals for Neil Collins' team. A resounding victory. We will wrap it up on the other side of the break.
There are lots of signs out there telling us what we should and shouldn't do. We don't ignore these signs. They help keep us safe. That's what chest pressure and fatigue could be. Warning signs of heart disease, telling you it's time to get your heart examined. Baycare's heart experts get to the cause of your symptoms and offer the right treatment options. And all of our Baycare facilities have enhanced safety measures to help keep you safe from COVID-19. Get a cardiologist referral at baycareheartdisease.org. Baycare, humanity at work.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Back at Al Lang Stadium in St. Petersburg. Largest margin of victory this season by the Rowdies, largest in more than 2 years. 6-0 the final tonight. And so there are plenty of highlights to show, Ryan.
The ball movement in the last third. Saber Delgado putting that ball in the corridor of uncertainty. And the Samba man gets on the scoring sheet. And then Saber Guenzati took the Red Bulls' soul, coming right through the middle and putting it past Lewis. to make up for his penalty stop. And then Leo Fernandez again, getting his second for the night to make it 3-0. It was good night, good fight in the first half.
3 goals at the half, and then 3 more in the second. Guenzati in the 49th minute with his brace, and then a couple for Jan Ekra, his first of the season.
So important for this position, the attacking midfield position, to get goals, and Jan Ekra is providing it, not only with service, but like this, putting balls in the back of the net and taking pressure off of the strikers.
Three goals in each half, 6-0 the final, so the Rowdies improved to 16-6-1, 19 shots, just 4 on target for New York.
And we talk about the type of possession, not just side to side and not penetrative. This type of possession has been creating chances. That's why you're seeing the 19 shots up on the statistic board right now. It is really impressive by the Rowdies, clinical in the final third.
14th loss of the season for Red Bulls 2. They stay in 7th place in the Atlantic. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule. And for the first time this season, only time this season, the Rowdies play 3 consecutive matches on the road at Atlanta, at Hartford, at Charleston. They're back home to face the Battery on October 7th. And again, that game on October 10th against Pittsburgh certainly looming large.
Correct. 4 games out of 5 on the road. This entire roster is going to be used. And the Rowdies, this is going to be a telling part of the season if the Rowdies could hold on to first or give it up to Pittsburgh.
A lot to be excited about. Rowdies on First Responder Night put on a show. 6-0 final for Ryan Davis and our entire crew, led by producer Art Dreiss and director Scott Corky Corcoran. Austin Lyon saying so long from Al Lang Stadium. The Rowdies with their best performance of the year. Have a great weekend.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.